Warning, this video contains flashing images. Welcome back, one and all. I hope you're all doing amazing out there. We are back once again with some more Reddit true scary horror stories. Do you believe in these stories? Are they real, or do you think they're made up? The choice is yours. Now let's start the video. Park Stalker. I was home alone and decided to go for a walk with my dog to the park. I took a seat and let my dog run around for a bit while I grabbed my lunch out of my backpack. I started eating my lunch when I noticed my dog went missing. You idiot, I thought to myself. I only looked away for a minute. I knew he was still in the park because the whole place was fenced. Suddenly, I heard something. I recognized his bark. He was barking continuously. Soon after, I found him. He was barking at something behind the bush. I tried to see what it was, but I couldn't. I then decided to take my dog back home when I heard footsteps behind me. As soon as I heard this, my dog started barking again. I looked around to see what was there, and there was nothing. I soon got sick of my dog acting up, and I held him instead of having him walk beside me, and thought the sound of footsteps must have been the wind. As it was grass, there was a leash, by the way, but every time he had that, he'd run really fast. I tried to get him to slow down. I got home, unlocked the door, headed straight to my room. I left the door unlocked because my parents were going to be home very soon. I put my headphones on and started listening to music. Not long after, I saw what looked like a human figure in the corner of my eye. I took off my headphones and got up. I looked away for a moment to grab my phone in case I needed to call the police. Looked back and the figure was gone. I walked up to where I saw the figure. I still couldn't see anything, so I decided it was nothing until I heard my front door slam shut. I thought, oh, it must be my parents. Walked to the front door and looked around for them. My parents' car wasn't in the driveway. I looked down the road to see if anyone was there, and I saw a man who was running down the street. That looked like a very similar shape to that figure. I knew that he was a person in my house. I saw him heading in the direction of the park. That was when I knew he followed me home. If you have any ghost videos you would like me to react to, why not send them to my email address? Thank you very much. Stranger on Halloween. On Halloween of 2016, me and my two friends, let's call them Robin and Macy for safety, were trick-or-treating. We convinced her grandma, who was watching us, to let us go on by ourselves. I wanna say around 10:15 or sometime around there. Basically everyone had turned off their porch lights. Basically, trick-or-treating was over unless you went to the complete other side of the neighbourhood. Robin and Macy said we should go to the unbuilt houses. I didn't want to go home already, so I thought that was a good idea. A lot of these houses were still in early construction. The second floors weren't completed, and the walls couldn't even be called that. Me and Robin were walking towards that house when Macy just stopped. There was only one street lamp, so I couldn't really see anything. Macy just whisper shouted at both of us, "Guys, there's some guy over there." Me and Robin thought she was just messing with us, since we all have a really twisted sense of humour. Robin and me kept walking towards the house when Robin stopped as well. I walked a little bit before I stopped to look at them. I looked at the house and saw what I think was a man digging. I couldn't see clearly, but I did see a phone light pointing at us. If I go based off movement of the light, he stood up. Me, Robin and Macy ran as fast as we could back to the houses that were built and actually had people living in them. Most of these houses were the ones which had already turned off their lights. We heard the person running behind us for a little bit. We eventually got to the people still up for whatever reason. We went on trick-or-treating. No one really knew what happened. All I knew is, as we would walk home, I noticed someone in a hoodie behind the gate. I was a bit paranoid. I thought someone may just have been out for a jog or something. I noticed the same person at multiple different locations. I didn't tell Robin or Macy because I thought I was just being paranoid. I've been to Macy's neighbourhood many times now, and we've walked her dog or just run around being idiots and saw no one. I guess the person lost interest. I'm not exactly sure, but it's been over a year now and nothing. Weird enough, this wasn't the first Halloween related incident I've had.
Thank you for the great support, I really do appreciate it. If you are enjoying what I'm doing, why not think about subscribing to my channel? It is free and would help me a great deal.
Running in the woods. This story happened in July. My husband and I decided to take our 2 kids camping one weekend, since we don't do much else since the coronavirus. Plus, we love camping and I've never taken them before. Our daughter is 2 and our son is 6. We went to our usual place, where the campsites are about half a mile away from each other. Well, once it started to get dark, our kids started getting scared and wanted to leave, so we decided to take them to my dad's for the weekend. And we went back to the campsite. Well, around midnight, we decided it was time to go to bed. We laid down and fell asleep rather quickly, and around an hour or 2 later, I woke up and had to pee. I woke my husband up, and he got up and walked with me to the bathroom, which was about halfway between campsites. On our way back, we saw a light coming from our campsite, which kind of worried us, making us think our family was looking for us. So we walked quickly back towards the campsite. But right before we got out of the trees, my husband threw his arms out to stop me. Me? What? Shh. I stayed quiet and looked back at the campsite and watched the light, and that's when I saw the glint of silver in their hand. A long knife. We ducked down and hid behind some trees, and in typical scary movie fashion, the guy heard us move and shined his light towards the woods. He started running towards the woods, and we took off running in the opposite direction. We could hear him running behind us, and we kept checking behind us, and the light was gone. We eventually were able to circle to the road and crept slowly back to my husband's SUV. We got back in and drove as fast as we could and called the police. They had us take them back to the campsite, and we waited in the car while they checked the campsite and the surrounding area. Soon we saw more police cars pull up, and the original 2 officers came up and asked us to walk to the tent with them. We did, and what we saw was shocking. Our tent was slashed to pieces, and so was all our stuff. The police ended up evacuating all the other campers and did a sweep of the entire area and didn't find anything except a flashlight. That was along the way we ran. We follow up with the police every month, and there have been no updates. I will post if anything new comes up. Thank you for watching my video. I really hope you enjoyed. Here are some other videos you may enjoy. Until next time, scare you later.